What is going on, you guys? So today I wanted to make a short video that I think is very necessary because every day in my stream there's always people asking for my settings and my sensitivity and stuff like that. And this has changed since my last video because of the fact that in that last video I was playing on a phone. Now I play on iPad, and the settings have changed actually a lot. Like, it's not even close to what I used to play on phone. So if you guys can remember, on phone my sensitivity was very high. My field of view was 60, which is like not the lowest, but it's not very high. So I had 60 field of view, very high sensitivity. And I'll go ahead and put a picture on the screen right now of like what those sensitivities were kind of looking like back then. As you can see, they were extremely high. Now compare these to now, and my sensitivity is actually very low. And this is because I don't know why this, like, having a bigger screen has this effect, but you definitely need a lower sensitivity on iPad, in my opinion. I still use speed acceleration, but not to a great degree. As you can see, the speed acceleration is only 5 higher than the ADS sensitivity, and it kind of just gives me that like small edge, a small speed boost for when they like slide across your screen or something like that. And I think it's kind of useful, so I still keep it. It doesn't change like the consistency of how I feel when I'm aiming, so I still keep the speed excel, but just a lot lower now. So this is what the sensitivities are looking like. And for the sniper scope sensitivity, that is actually what I use because I do somewhat snipe now. I did start practicing sniping a little bit this season, and this is what I actually use for the sniper scope sensitivity. All the other scopes, those I don't use because I don't use any special scopes. I just use the default sniper scope, and that is what my sniper sensitivity is looking like. So there's the sensitivity settings. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the HUD a little bit. And the HUD, now my HUD, a lot of people say is very unique. So I have the iPad Pro 2020, the 12.9 inch. So it's like the biggest iPad you can get. So even though this HUD kind of looks cramped to you guys, it kind of looks like it's all smushed together, it's really not. It actually works really well. And like, I play 6-finger basically. So how I have it is my middle finger, this button right here, this ADS button, that's my right middle finger. Then this shoot button on the right is my right pointer finger. And then these controls down here, the grenade, the crouch, and the reload, those are my right thumb. Now on the other side, it's almost the same. So I really don't use the drop shot button anymore. The prone button, I really don't drop shot that much anymore since they changed the movement up a little bit. So it made it kind of slower. So I don't even really use that anymore. Mostly I just jump shot now. So my jump button is my left middle finger. This hip fire button is my left pointer finger. And then, you know, obviously my movement is my thumb. Now my mini map, all these other controls at the top, I don't really use except for the operator skill. The mini map, the reason it is in the middle of the screen is because even though that looks like it would get in the way, I kind of reduced the size a little bit, and I put it to the left, like mid, as you guys can see, midsection of the screen, and it doesn't actually get in my way when I'm aiming. Like, the people are usually in the center of my screen when I'm aiming at them, and the mini map, the reason it's right where it's at is because my screen is so big that I noticed with the mini map at the top anywhere, I had this issue where I was moving my eyes to literally look at the map, and then I'm not looking at what's going on right directly in front of me. So this was a big issue because I'd look at the mini map for like 1 second to see where they're at, like if I have a UAV or something, and then I would get lasered from a guy who just pops up out of nowhere. But with the mini map being in my field of view to where I don't really have to move my eyes, it reminds me like of how I used to play on phone, because everything's in your view on phone. Phone screen is a lot smaller. So now I can kind of react to those situations a lot faster, and the minimap, as much as it looks like it would get in my way, it doesn't. So that's what the HUD is looking like. Ignore the messiness of like the top. All these little small buttons, like this knife button, this button, all these I never really use. Maybe like the chat and the mic options, but other than that, I don't really use this stuff. So, and to be honest, most of the time I actually have my chat hidden. Like, I'll have it scaled down like this, the opacity really low, the hide button checked off, because, you know, I don't like, a lot of the times people are like toxic in the game, stuff like that. So kind of just, it's more like a distraction that I just kind of hide. So that's what my HUD's looking like. And it works for me, you guys. Like I tried to explain my best on how like my fingers are situated. It's not as cramped as you guys would think because the screen is really big. Now, I will say if your iPad is smaller, if you don't have the biggest iPad, like if you have the iPad Air, then this HUD probably you're gonna probably have to move the buttons maybe out a little bit. Also, keep in mind I'm playing 6 finger. Now, if you don't want to manually ADS, you can use 5. But if you want to manually ADS, I use 6 because, like I said, my right middle finger is on that ADS button pretty much. I just like tap it and then I aim with my index. Just so you guys know, I don't aim with my thumb anymore. That was the biggest change. When I was playing on phone, I used to aim with my thumb. When I switched to iPad, I switched to aiming with my index finger, and this was a big change for me. It took me a while to get used to, and I was kind of bad at it at first, but after I kind of started developing that muscle memory, it kind of became natural, like, you know, like the thumb aim. But that's basically what my settings are looking like, you guys. I don't want to make this video too long, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I hope this helps some of you guys who are switching to iPad, or maybe some of you who already have an iPad. I hope you guys can, you know, I hope you like these settings. I hope they work for you. They're not going to work for everybody, but if you're switching to iPad and you have, you know, especially if you have mine, the 12.9 inch, I think this would be a good start for you. It's not that hard to learn, especially if you're coming from like, you know, if you're coming from like 4-finger on a phone, then this isn't much of a difference, to be honest. Now, if you're coming from thumbs on a phone, yeah, it's going to take a lot of getting used to. But that's with anything, no matter what you do. Because on iPad, I think you at least have to play 4-finger. But all right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, please, you guys, go check out my Cold War video. The Cold War video I posted didn't do so good because my audience is mostly COD Mobile. But if you guys don't mind, if you guys have time at the end of this, go check out my last video. It's on my Cold War settings, and there's a little bit of gameplay at the end too. There's a game that I did on one of the map Garrison on there, and it was a fun game. I did really well in it, so I decided to include it as gameplay footage in the video. Go check that out if you guys have time. I'd appreciate it. Try to, like, you know, get that view count up, that comment section a little more lively. That'd be awesome. But thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.